This is what health looks like. Clean food, discipline, control. And online, it is everywhere. Structured, optimized, almost too perfect. Entire routines built around perfect health optimization protocols. But what if some of what we are calling health right now is not health at all? It just looks like it. Because what we are calling healthy now is often just control dressed up as discipline. And the scary part? It is being praised, copied, normalized. So let me ask you something. At what point does taking care of yourself stop being care and start becoming control? Because a lot of people have already crossed that line, and they do not even realize it. Hello. Welcome back to Smart AF, the show where we cut through the noise and give you the facts straight up. Because this is not just theory. I have been there. A few years ago, I went all in. The supplements, the routines, the protocols. Every month I was spending a small fortune convinced I was investing in my health. I had bottles everywhere. And every Sunday, I would spend hours preparing my daily sets. Morning, afternoon, night. Little containers, perfectly organized. And if I am honest, I started dreading it. Dreading having to swallow that many pills every single day. But I kept going, because it felt disciplined. It felt controlled. It felt healthy. Except it was not. I felt off, stressed, moody, and somehow more unwell than I had been before. And that is the part that does not make sense at first. How can something that looks this healthy make you feel worse? And if I am honest, part of the reason I went so deep into it was because it felt like a shortcut. Like if I just took the right things, the right combination, the right timing, I could make up for everything else. Sleep a bit less, be a bit more relaxed with food, maybe not exercise as much, because the supplements were covering it, almost like little insurance policies. And I think a lot of people fall into that, not because they do not care about their health, but because they are trying to optimize it without having to change everything else. And that is the part no one really wants to do. But the reality is, it does not work like that. Because instead of simplifying things, it actually made everything more complicated. More rules, more pressure, more to get right. And the more I tried to control it, the worse I felt. So what does healthy actually look like when it is not performative? It is not perfect. It is not optimized down to the minute. And it definitely does not feel like something you have to keep up with. And this is where supplements become part of the problem, because most of them are not as tightly regulated as people assume. And when you start stacking them, mixing them, taking them daily without really needing them, you are not just optimizing. You might actually be putting your body under more stress. More is not always better. And doing everything is not the same as doing what actually works. Because the reality simply is that the things that actually support your health are not exciting. Sleep well, eat well, move your body. That is it. Simple. Consistent and a little bit boring. But the problem is, this is hard to sell. So what gets pushed instead are exaggerated claims, faster results, and the promise of a magic fix. Because if we are honest, we all want the magic pill, something that fixes everything without asking much from us. But the truth is, it does not exist. So maybe the better question to ask ourselves is not, what else should I add? But, what actually helps me feel better, day to day? Where am I struggling? Low energy? Hunger? Poor sleep? Stress? Because that is where the real answers usually are, and they are almost always boring, and they usually require a bit of effort from us. Let me know, what have you actually found helps you feel better? And do you take any supplements? That's it for today's episode of Smart AF. And remember, making informed decisions is your right, so before you believe the hype, get Smart AF. See you soon. Thanks for listening. If you know someone who needs this info, please share this video with them. If you found this interesting, a thumbs up and subscribe would mean a lot. And tap the bell so you never miss an update.